I don't know if we're gonna show it, but what should we name the squirrel? And we'll show you him. Actually, he's probably gonna be out there as soon as I put birdseed out there. He just shows up and eats it all out of the thing. So anyway, send us your questions and comments. We're excited about that. I've got my pick of the first hour. You know, I pick one in each hour. We have our Today Special coming up first. But before we get to that, I gotta show you this. This is called the Leaf and Petal two-piece berry awesome, get it? Very awesome. Hearty Hibiscus. You're gonna get 2 of the bare root divisions with this. So what you're looking at right there is only 1. And that's probably about the end of season 1, early season 2. And what you're gonna get probably within about 2 to 3 weeks, 4 weeks, is the one that's on your right. I've got one like that in my house. Mine's actually twice that size right now. And they come already, they'll pop buds so quickly you'll be amazed. And look at the size of the hibiscus flowers on those. They're huge. They sometimes call them dinner plate hibiscus because they're so big. Anyway, it's my pick of the show. It's only $28.95 and it's free shipping and handling as all our plants are. But since we know a lot of you are trying to get your homes organized, indoors and out, you're gonna need our best value of the day. Easy to use. If you wanna change the color of anything, could be walls, could be furniture, whatever home projects, you'll love our best value of the day. Here we go, today's special. All right, all I gotta say is wow. I've had a Wagner power painter for about 7 years and I absolutely love it. Every time I need to refresh the deck or if I wanna paint, I've got Adirondack chairs just like that. And let me tell you, trying to use a paintbrush is miserable. If you wanna do the garage, you wanna do a door, if you wanna do a chair, a table, whatever, Wagner's Flexio makes it so easy. This is their paint spraying bundle. You get so much, and look at our today's special price. It is $50 off. If you try to find this at retail, it's even more than our price. We're breaking up the payments into 4 payments of $24.99, but it gets any project done and it does it perfectly. Why? Because you have a powered air pressure paint system. That's what the pros use. You don't see professional painters going and painting a house with brushes and rollers, right? They always use the power sprayer. Why? I'll tell you why. First of all, you get a consistent, even coat. You save paint. When you're glopping paint on there, you're really not doing a good job. When you aerate the paint, you get a much, much better coat. It dries and you can get multiple layers of paint on rather than just slapping one heavy, thick layer on there. Wagner is the industry leader when it comes to any kind of a painting project, any kind of paint guns, and this is the one that we chose for you. Why? Never been easier. I mean, literally, you plug it in, you put the paint in there, you pull the trigger. There are several ways you can adjust the flow of the paint and the angle of the paint. So if you want to go this way or you want to go that way, you simply turn this little dial right here, and that'll adjust the angle of the spray. It is very, very simple. When you order today, you're going to get the eye paint sprayer. We're also going to give you the detailing nozzle that comes along with it, so you get both these to go with it. We've got a lot of other options for you that come along with it too, including our cup liners. We're gonna give you 5 of those. We're gonna give you the 800 milliliter paint cup. You get the 1.5 milliliter paint cup as well. If you had to pick up all this stuff separately, here's what you'd pay, all right? The $137 is just for the paint sprayer everywhere else. The detail nozzle is another $30. The spray shield, which is the yellow thing that's right here to my left, and I'll show you that in a minute too, which is ideal. You see every professional painter uses a spray shield to keep the paint from getting on areas you don't want to. And then we're gonna give you the cup liners as well. It works with any paint. It works with any stain. It is exactly like the pros, only scaled down for a home model. And at $99.95, let me just tell you, if you hate painting, and I'm talking about things that are really hard. Do you ever paint a fence with a brush and you gotta get the sides, you gotta get in between the cracks, you gotta get the back, you gotta get the front. You ever do that with a brush or a roller? And it gets everywhere. When you use brushes and rollers, you have drips everywhere, right? They get on your shoes, they get all over your hands. This is just a cleaner way to do it. And with Flexio, as I said, customized air settings so you can decide how much paint you wanna use, how little, how much airflow you wanna use, and it's all done automatically for you. The item number is 097529. And again, you're gonna love it. There's no waste, even coating, and easy. Anybody can do this. Trust me, I hate painting. I love my Wagner. Let me introduce you to our special guest. His name is Lou Caputo, and he's standing by. I believe he's standing by. Luke, there he is in the Caputo studio. And now I want you, hi Lou, it's good to see you, first of all.
You too, Guy.
You know, I'm looking at that door, and I've painted doors, Lou.
Yeah.
all the little cracks and crevices, all the little areas where it's recessed. I mean, if you do that with a brush, first of all, it'll take you forever. If you do it with a roller, you're gonna have to use a brush anyway to dab it all in. With Wagner, it's all in one and so easy.
No, it is. And you know what? One thing about this model, too, we got to mention, this is a newer, lighter weight model that actually has a smaller grip on it, so it's better for folks with smaller hands. So I think a lot of people are going to really like this. But to your point, let me show you how easy it is to do a door like this. First, I'm going to turn on the turbine, and then when I pull the trigger, you're going to see that paint start coming out. Watch this. So the turbine's on now. By the way, that turbine, it's 2-speed. Watch this as I start painting this door right here. The way it just puts on such a nice, even coat of paint as I come down here. I mean, it is just smooth all day long. And Guy, I like what you said about aerating the paint, because that's very, very true. When you aerate the paint, it's going to dry faster. So for some reason, if I need to put a second coat on here, by the time I'm done painting the door, I'm ready to go back and hit that second coat on the other side. So that's a wonderful feature. Now, the other thing, too, about when you use paint like this through a sprayer is you use less material. Yeah. More of it's winding up on the surface where you want it to go. You're getting a more even job. You're getting a smoother job. So at the end of the day, you are looking like a professional. You're going to get results you've never gotten before, thanks to your Wagner Flexio 2500 Plus. And, you know, the other thing I like about this, too, is I'm getting the 2 spray nozzles. And that second nozzle, the detail nozzle, is great for doing smaller jobs, more detailed jobs, hence the name. And my wife, Kelly's a big crafter. She absolutely loves that one. Crafters really go crazy for it. And Guy, just like that, while I was talking,
you did a door.
Not out of breath, didn't break a sweat. Door is beautiful.
You're Happy Lou. And I prefer Happy Lou to slightly upset Lou. Well, that's the bottom line. Hey, really quick, Lou, I want to mention something because I think it's,
sure.
I've been off for a day, so I'm not sure, but I know now we're doing our, if you get a brand new Hsn Credit Card, you don't get 10 or 20, you get $40 towards your first purchase, which means you could get this for $54.95 or 50, whatever it is, 50, whatever, $59.95. $59.95, you can get yourself a Wagner power sprayer. And you know what's funny, Lou, is when I first bought mine, and I bought mine several years ago, I didn't think I would use it as much as I did. And it also really depends on where you live. You know, in New England, you know, you don't do a lot of paint jobs in the, in the winter time, but you do a lot of indoor stuff. Here in Florida, I mean, you know, we have that weather we deal with, and if you own outdoor furniture, or if you have even like you look here at this young lady right here, or this guy, you know, they're just painting pieces of furniture outside to make them look beautiful, right? If you've got support beams that you want to paint, you can do it yourself. It's really not that hard. You know, I always say with painting, you know, realistically, when you've got a power sprayer, the only hard part is just, you know, setting it up ahead of time. Like, where do I want to paint? And just putting some tape up, right? Now, you do, remember, you do get the, you know, the little, thing, you know, whatever
the spray shield.
The spray shield, I'm sorry.
The spray shield.
The spray shield, that comes along with it, so that eliminates a lot of the other prep work that you have to do. You just go up along that, and you can wash that off at the end of the day. But the coverage that you get, the before and afters are amazing. I have, when I first moved to Florida, there's a guy that lived down the street and he used to make, and he still does, he makes Adirondack chairs for the beach. And I was like, oh, I gotta get this. You know, it's like when I moved to Arizona, I had to have, you know, I had to have a skull on the wall, you know, because that's what everybody in Arizona does, or I have to have cowhide on my bar stools. Here in Florida, right, you get the Adirondack outdoor beach chairs, but they're a nightmare to keep not only in shape, but to paint, because there are so many cracks and crevices. When you've got Wagner, literally all you are doing is you are pulling the trigger and just spraying, either up or down or left to right. That's all that you need to do, and you get this amazing even coat. Very, very, and people are always like, what about cleanup? Let me just tell you,
easy. Cleaning
brushes and buckets is way harder than just rinsing out this one container. It is so simple to use, and at $99.95, I think even if you just use it a couple of times a year, you're gonna be happy with the investment that you made. Because Lou, and you've got a chair right there, it's so easy. I think people look at it and they're like, oh, there's gotta be some, you know, it's some mystical way they paint. No, you just pull the trigger. Easy.
Yeah, literally, that's it. You pull the trigger. Well, and you know, I've got 2 Adirondack chairs at my house. You know, here in Florida, when we get into the rainy season, we got to make the most of the time where the sun's out, okay? So with your Wagner, with your Flexio 2500 Plus, you're going to get it done faster. Watch how quickly I can paint this whole Adirondack chair. And to Guy's point, even in between the slats. So I'm going to turn this guy on. Now watch this. Look at the way that paint comes out of there and how quickly I can do this. Now I'm going to come back up this way. I'm going to start doing the back of the chair. Now, as I'm doing this, it's actually getting into those crevices. And remember, I've got a 2-speed turbine on here. I'm on low speed right now, believe it or not. So if I wanted to go to high speed, we could put out a crazy volume of paint. But you know what? I can control that too. I can control how much paint I'm putting out. Here, let me get this side over here, just to keep it even. There we go, all the way down there, and we're gonna say that's done. There. Have you ever painted an Adirondack chair that quickly? And look at that, the beautiful finish on this thing. It's crazy.
Lou, you know what, too? I don't see any drippy mess underneath, because if you try to paint that same chair, and you're using a roller or you're using a paintbrush, you're gonna get areas where if you're stippling in or you're going in cracks or crevices where you're gonna get drips. And the worst part is, sometimes you notice the drips after they've already dried. Now you gotta chip them off with a screwdriver, you gotta repaint it, you gotta touch it up. You'll never have to do that, all right? It is so easy to use. And what I love about the Power Painter too is that the compressor is right there in your hand. It's very well balanced. It's not heavy. It's easy to use, not hard. Pulling the trigger is easy. There's a little on or off switch. I've got one right here, and I'll do an area right here. I'm gonna step around. I'll do like this. Now, if you come in close, I don't know how close you can get to this. This is a nightmare, all right? This is just, this is wicker furniture. Have you ever tried to paint wicker furniture? Drippy, messy, and never seem to get great coverage. I'm gonna turn it on, and you can hear the compressor going on, that's in my hand, and I'm just gonna start painting, and you'll see how easy it is. And look, it's getting in every crack, every crevice. If I wanna go down on the legs, all right, and I won't do the whole thing, but I just wanted to show you how easy this is. Up and down the legs, spindles, all the way to the ground. All right, if I want to do the top, I can do the top over here very, very easily. But I've just done pretty much the entire front of this chair, and I've done it very easily. Turn it off. That's how simple it is, and the chair is done. If I wanted to do over here, I've got the same sort of a chair, and I'm just gonna move it a little bit so that I can get to it. But look at all the detail areas in here, because the weave of these types of chairs, of this wicker furniture, is beautiful, but it's very, very tight, and it's hard to get in there. So I'm gonna turn it on again, and I'm gonna try to do this. I may step around just to make this a little bit easier for me to do. And here we go, all right? And again, I mean, come on. Watch how quickly. I can probably do this entire chair. There's the seat, I'll do the back. All right, very, very simple. Sides. I would be dipping my paintbrush in only for like the second time with this. I'll get all these sides, I'll get the back here, all across the top. And very balanced in my hand, very, very easy. I wanna make sure I get a good coat. And as we were saying earlier, Lou, what's nice about this is I don't have to wait forever to do my second coat. I'm gonna turn that off and step away over here. And
that looks great, Guy.
Yeah, look. I mean, I don't want to get any on my hands, but I want to turn it so that you can see. If you come in as close as you want, and look at how beautiful that chair is. I have not gotten anything on my hands. I have nothing on my shoes. I have nothing on the ground as far as drips, right?
Look at that.
I mean, that is tight. And remember, if I wanted to make it even a deeper color, I could add a second coat. And guess what? That second coat is gonna take me 45 seconds rather than 45 minutes to do. That's the bottom line. That's why you get one of these. So today, $99, it's $50 off. You have FlexPay available. If you want to get $40 off, get yourself an Hsn Credit Card, and we'll put $40 in your account for you, which is great. Today's the day to use that, by the way. And you get everything that you need, Lou. I mean, you get the eye sprayer, you get the detail sprayer, you get, I mean, everything is included. If you only used it 2 times in a year, it'll be worth it for the frustration that you're not gonna have from doing. I think that's why people hire people, because they know painting is a pain in the butt, right? Painting can be really difficult. You never see a house painter with a bunch of rollers and brushes, all right? They may do it if they're doing some fine detail stuff near windows or whatever, but for the most part, they're using a power sprayer. Why? They get the best look, and it takes less time. If you're a painter, time is money. You gotta line up as many jobs as you can. You at home, you don't wanna spend 3 hours on a project that could take you 30 minutes. Why would you do that? Get this home, you're gonna love it. We also have available the extra set of 2 paint cups if you wanna get extras, if you're gonna be doing a lot of painting. We are gonna give you the 2 containers right out of the gate. And again, we give you everything that you need, the spray shield, the liners, everything is included at a price $50 off, way, way, way below retail on this as well. Get it home, I think they're gonna absolutely love it, Lou.
Oh, no, I agree with you. Well, and here's the thing we haven't talked about yet. This is totally customizable, okay? So let me show you the top of this and some of the features on here, okay? So on the side of this, you've got your on-off switch, okay? So you can flick this on, and that's what turns the turbine on, just like that. On top of it right here, you actually have the speed control for the turbine. So that's a high speed and a low speed on there, all right? Then right here, we've got a control knob where I can twist this and I control how much material's coming out. I can also control the pattern. It's a wide pattern or it's a narrow pattern right there. So there's the 3 controls on the top of it right here. And then everything's controlled by the trigger. So let me do something tough though, Guy. I'm gonna paint this fence. And one of the cool things about the Flexio 2500 is that you can use stain. You can also use lacquer. You can use oil paint, latex paint, chalk paint, milk paint. Take a look at the fence right here. This is all raw wood on the fence, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this on. You know what a nightmare it is trying to paint raw wood outside in the sun. Watch the way I can hit this, and the paint just comes right down here as I'm moving this down. Look at that. And it's getting into all the cracks and all the crevices, Guy, just like it did on that wicker chair. And you know what I love about that? If you've ever painted a wicker chair with a brush, when you start going into those crevices, sometimes they clump up. Sometimes it actually blocks the openings, and then it just ruins the whole effect of having wicker, you know, because it's all blocked up. You don't actually get to see through it. With this, you can, wow, look at that. The way I just did this whole fence in just a couple of seconds. One coat, we're done. It's very complete. It's total coverage on this. I'm going to use less material. It's going to dry faster, Guy. I'm going to get that whole yard done before lunchtime.
Hey,
isn't that great?
Yeah, oh, it's awesome. Lou, talk to me about, you know, there's a lot of systems on the market that you have to use different you have to use different machines for different types of paint. What can I use in this? I mean, is everything okay? Can I use stain?
Yeah.
Can I?
Anything you want. You can do stains, you can do latex, you can do oil paints, you can do chalk paints, you can do pretty much anything that you want to do with this. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about it. And you don't have to worry about diluting them. I always say do a small section, take a look at how it looks, but you know what? That's the thing you want to do. Now, here we go. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to do these spindles on this deck here, because it's that time of year. I actually have to paint a dock next week, so I'm going to be using my Wagner for sure. But watch this. I'm going to turn on the fan, the turbine, and watch how I can hit these spindles on here. Look at the great job that this does, Guy. You know, and I'm using the detail nozzle right now because I like the detail nozzle when I'm doing a little bit tighter work like this. There's less overspray when you're doing it this way. It's very controllable, and that's why crafters love this too, because they get their projects done so quickly and easily. So there, we got those spindles done in no time. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out the paint cups, okay? So I'm going to grab the paint cup right here. I'm going to spin this just like that. I'm going to pull it off, okay? Now what I'm going to do is put on the eye detail. So we just switched from the smaller cup, the detail cup, to the eye detail. Got that on there. Now we're going to paint the deck. Watch how quickly we can do this. Turn the fan on. And here we go, the turbine, I should say. Boom, just like that. Look at the way we're coming through here. We're painting this literally in seconds. The whole thing is going to be done just like that, and we're finished. I mean,
you know, that's the most demonstrative one, because think about what you would have to do if you wanted to paint your deck, all right? Especially the flooring of your deck. Yeah, first of all, you wouldn't even know where to start, right? Because you'd be like, okay, I'm gonna need buckets of paint. I'm gonna need big, long, extra handles, rollers. You probably would try rolling it, and then you would watch as the paint drips down through every crack, right? And essentially, you're probably losing 20% of your paint, all right? It's in every crack. The paint is gonna go in there where you know, nobody's ever gonna see it, and it's just gonna drip through the other side. If you have to do large areas, I mean, normally you would think, okay, I'm gonna get big rollers. But then you know as well as I do, if you don't do that in a job, now you gotta buy more rollers. Now you gotta store paint. This is gonna get all that done so quickly, you actually will not believe it. Like when I first used mine, and I used mine, what I did with mine, Lou, is when I moved to Florida, there was basically like a sunroom, but it was open air, so I had it all sealed in, put windows in there, and I turned it into like a sun porch. But the exterior, they re-stuccoed the exterior, and I wanted to paint the exterior, and it wasn't a ton of air. It was basically three exterior walls, and that's why I bought the power painter, because if you ever try, there's no other way to paint stucco. Exterior, rough texture. You can't use a roller because it doesn't work. If you use a paintbrush, you better pretty much reserve 3 weeks of your time to do that amount of work. So I bought it, and I went out there, and I remember Danny was little at the time, and I remember I and it was like a, almost like a blue, like what's behind me on the behind me on the little mural back there.
The azure blue.
Yes, and I put it in there, and man, I was smiling ear to ear. I'm like, this is so easy. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
And I did 2 sidewalls and the entire front facade of the sun porch. Probably took me total time, maybe 30 minutes, maybe. Because once you get started, and most of it was just I taped off the windows, you know, because I didn't have the sense, I didn't have the screen, I didn't have that. So I taped off all the windows, and that's what took me 30 minutes. Once I got the paint gun on, I'm like, oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. And it
makes all the difference in the world.
And Lou, it gets in every little textured crack or crevice gets painted.
No, it does. And you know what? That's why crafters love these too. Right now I'm using the detail nozzle on this flower pot. We're going to give it a little breath of fresh air, so to speak, a little new life to it. Look at the way I can just rotate this around, and in just seconds, I'm going to cover the entire thing. I got one section at the top I noticed I missed. Boom, done. Look how quickly we did that, Guy, how easy it is to do. And remember, for crafters, milk paint, chalk paint, all the things you love. Guy, I'm going to tackle something else that's really tough. I've got a louver door directly behind me. Now, I want you to see, because if you've ever painted a louver door, second to maybe a wicker chair, this is the nightmare right here, okay? I'm gonna turn this on and watch how quickly we can do this louver door. I think I'm gonna go side to side on this guy, but watch this. Look at the way that paint just gets on there. Remember, we're aerating the paint at the same time. So it's gonna use less material. You're gonna get a more even coat of paint on here. But the other thing is it's gonna dry faster. So as you said earlier, Guy, if I gotta put a second coat on, that's not a big deal. My time is gonna be cut in half. I'm gonna use less material, and I'm gonna get much better results. Now, notice, it's even up under the louvers, Guy. I don't have to come back here and stipple and go, you know, with a paintbrush for an hour. Done. That's what we want it to look like right there.
Everything you're doing there, they're all the nightmares of any home painter, right? Or like I said, if you're doing exteriors, most people do not have a polished exterior home. It's got some texture. It's either stucco or, you know, or some other, or you've got, you know, like we said, shutters out there, or you've got, like look at that, you know, unfinished wood that you want to do. Maybe a lot of you wanted to, you know, a lot of people put that sky blue underneath the exterior of their, or underneath their deck. They love that. You could do that. You can do all this yourself. Do not discount the fact that you have skills and talents and that you could do stuff like this. You know, most people are like, it's too much work. I don't want to. Yeah, but there's so much satisfaction when you do it right. And when you do it the way the pros do it, only on a scaled down version, that's the whole key. That's the whole thing. Right. You know, you spend a little bit of money. All right, you'll spend $99 on this. I mean, what do you spend? I mean, a good gallon of paint's gonna cost you 30, 40, 50 bucks, right? Oh, yeah. And if you wanna do the job right, make sure that the applicator is the right applicator, all right? And I'm not telling you you're never gonna use a paintbrush again, all right? If there's a little job that you wanna do and it's, you know, it takes you 30 seconds, you know, get a little paintbrush. But the point is, when you're doing anything that's gonna be a job that's a little more work or anything that's really hard to get the paint in, you're gonna want Wagner. And we picked out the perfect model for you. This is the one for home use. All right, if you're gonna be a professional painter, you know, then go out and buy a $3,000 compressor for your paint. But for us, 99 bucks is all you'll spend, and you will use it on a regular basis. Yep. We know it's springtime. Yep. A lot of you are thinking, oh man, the exterior of the house looks crappy. The shutters look bad. Maybe it's just the area where your cement, your foundation, you know, meets the ground before you have your wood shutter, and you're just like, I want to paint that because it's kind of beat up and dirty. You can do that as well. All right, 097529. Remember, brand new Hsn Credit Card today gets you $40 in your account and drops that price to $59.95. Take advantage of it. Lou, we got about 2 or 3 minutes left. What else you got for me?
Okay. All right, I want to show you how the spray shield works, because one of the things that a lot of people have a hard time with if you're brand new to spray painting is cutting around windows, cutting around door jambs and stuff like that. So watch this. If I just place this up against the corner just like that, I'm just going to do like a little section right there. I'm going to turn on my Wagner and watch what I can do here. Just use that spray shield to stop the paint from going where you don't want it to go. Look at that beautiful sharp edge we got right there. But the other thing I want to show you is this. For the crafters out there, okay, we've got a stencil up on the wall right here, and watch how easy it is, how much control I have. And if you want to beautify the outside of your house, or maybe flower pots or some elements out there, I'm going to turn her on. Watch this. And you know what? The control that you get with this control nozzle, and that's why it's so great that it's coming in this bundle, it's just unmatched. I mean, I have total control over paint flow. I can control how much is coming out. Remember, it's spray on demand, guys. So, and whenever I want it to spray, I squeeze the trigger. When I don't want it to, I stop. And then, voila, just like that. Absolutely gorgeous. I bet you didn't know I was an artist. Look what I did.
Lou, you got a lot of talents, Lou. I tell you, but anybody, we should tell you, hey, listen, if you can hold this thing in your hand, only weighs a few pounds. If you can do that, I'm telling you, you're gonna love this thing, all right? And again, I've just switched it over. It's very easy to switch. Turn the handle, put the new bucket underneath. We put white paint under here, so now I'll paint. Remember the turquoise wicker chair I just did? Well, now maybe I don't like it. In year 2, I'm like, you know what? I wish that was white again. I'm gonna turn it on. I put white paint on here. I'm gonna get it going. And now I can turn I can turn the turquoise chair back into a white chair very, very easily.
That's tough to do over a darker color, too, guys.
But you know, and this is the same chair, and the reason I wanted to do this is to show you how quickly it dried. And it dried very, very fast because we're aerating the paint, so we're taking advantage of using less paint, right, on our job here. And I'll get all the way in the front there. I'll go all the way down, get the legs.
Nice.
And the back.
Look at you.
Yeah, and now I've just taken that job, and I just finished it again.
Done.
Turn it off, and I'm done. I mean, come on. How easy can it be? You will absolutely love doing this. Anyone can do it, as long as you can hold the paint in your hand. It just what it does, Lou, is it removes all those extra steps that you have to do when you're doing things by hand. You don't have to be as careful. You know, when you're using a brush or a roller, you're so like, oh, I don't want to go over. I don't want to do this. Hey, you put a little tape up. Yeah, look at this guy doing a whole garage door. Every crack gets filled. Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah, well, you know, and that's one of the things they say about your house. If you want to improve that curb appeal, paint the garage, because that's the first thing people look at. And it looks great. By the way, Guy, when you want to clean this, it breaks down to 2 pieces. You never have to worry about cleaning the turbine. You just clean the paint pot and you clean the nozzle. And all I've got to do is just press down here and rotate. And I'm going to take this piece apart, breaks down to 2 pieces, run it underwater, and we're good to go. 5 minutes, maybe, to clean this. Compared to a brush and roller, I'll take this any day of the week.
All right, if you want to get one, I have another airing coming up in the top of the next hour. I know it's our gardening show, but you know, maybe you want to do a trellis outside, right? That's gardening, right? Maybe you got an enclosed shower and you want to be able to do that, areas like that. Bottom line is it's beautifying your home or any project that you want to do. Get it home, 097-529. Lou, you're amazing. I know you got a lot to do to get ready for our next shot at this at the top of the next hour. So I will see you in a little bit, my friend.
Okay, guys, see you in a few.
Thanks, buddy. All right, you know what? I wanted to make, I can't make the Durasac my pick every show, so I took the Hibiscus, but the Durasac, I own these. I love them, all right? These are your heavy-duty home and yard bags. These are not like the bags you buy at the store. You know, they're heavy leaf bags that you can poke a stick right through. These are virtually impenetrable, all right? They are interwoven, interlocking materials inside. They are wired so they stand up. How many leaf bags have you had to sit there and try to prop up or lay on their side to fill them? You'll never have to do that. Here's the thing. It'll hold 1,000 pounds each bag, and you get 2 of them. 1,000 pounds. It's a recycle bag. It is a garbage bag. It is a mulch bag, lawn clippings, whatever. Throw whatever you want in there. It's heavy duty. They are back in my show. They are a customer pick, 752-278. They're coming up a little bit later. All right, we're going to step away and we're going to head outside and show you some beautiful gardening stuff. Stick around. Here's some information from our friends, the Beekmans.
We use goat milk because we had it, and that's how our company started. But what we learned over the years is how beneficial goat milk is, not only for the skin, but for your body.
Goat milk adds moisture to your skin. It's really the most amazing ingredient.
People really do notice the hydration of their skin. The farm-to-skin difference, only with Beekman 1802.
There is nothing quite like shopping with a friend.
So pull up a chair and shop with us.
We'll be dishing the scoop on what's hot.
Catch you up on what you've missed.
And share some of our favorite discoveries.
Come shop with us every Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
I'm on a hunt for the things that make life easier. You know, the products you can't live without. It's all about having the right tool for the right job. Come join me every Saturday at 7 a.m. to find out what makes me say,
Now that's clever.
Food has always been my passion, but the truth is, even in the world's best kitchens, the tools can really make or break a chef. That's why I've developed this incredible, innovative line for HSN. It makes the prep easy, and it also makes the cooking a whole lot of fun. From my kitchens to your tables. Let's turn the everyday into gourmet.
April is Customer Appreciation Month. And to show how much we appreciate you, HSN Cares is donating $1,000 every day in April to the charities you love. Watch every day in April to see our 1K a day winners. Plus, between now and April 30th, customers can donate to these charities and HSN will match the donation. For all you do, Customer Appreciation Month is for you. All through April on HSN and hsn.com.
I feel so blessed to be here, and I want to say thank you to you, our viewer, because you are our family, and the joy that it brings me to share items for you that you love, and the joy that it hopefully brings you. I'm so grateful.
Out in the garden. Hi, everybody. I'm Guy. Like to say hi to all my Facebook buddies. I love you. You guys are great. So we're talking about the Damon the squirrel, right? Look at him. He's waiting for me to feed him. He is right. He's right there. You see him? Look at him. He's looking at him. He's like, Guy, brother, what do I got to do to get something to eat, right? So, question of the week. What do we name this guy? He sees me. He sees me going for the food. Watch how quickly he comes down here. I always tell you, you gotta put seed out. Right? I'm gonna move my little bird because I don't want the squirrel to hurt him. You gotta put stuff out if you want your creatures to come. So I'm gonna load this up for this guy. Look at that. Who loves you, Mr. Squirrel? Anyway, he's coming back. I can hear him running. So remember to put stuff out for your birds and, if you've got hummingbird feeders and things like that. But more important, get some beautiful plants and flowers. That'll bring the pollinators, that'll bring the butterflies, all those things to your yard real quick. So we got a brand new item in the show. I'm really excited about it. It's called the Gator Grabber. How many of you out there have got like big piles of stuff and, maybe you don't want to, if you ladies out there, you don't want to hurt your nails or whatever, or guys, you don't want to get slivers and stuff like that. You want to use the Gator Grabber. Now, what the Gator Grabber is, it's an adjustable way to grab debris, leaves, lawn clippings, sticks. It could be, things with thorns on them, your rose bush clippings, all that stuff. And all you do is grab, and you can put it right in your Durasack, actually, if you got the Durasack. I don't know why we put that paper bag there, but, well, it's a different item. But you can do it very, very easily. It's basically like we took your hands and we multiplied them by 5, and you don't have to touch anything. So there's no bending with the Gator Grabber. It latches onto any debris. I'll show you one live right here. So here's mine. Super cool. I actually probably gonna buy this thing. It's really heavy duty, the way it's made. You have tubular powder coated steel, and then you have these giant grabbers on either side, and you can see why we call it the Gator Grabber. So all I need to do, and by the way, you can adjust the handles, long or short. I love that feature. I have that on my clippers, and I love it. So what I can do is I can walk over now, and rather than having to bend over, all I got to do is grab my debris. This is brilliant. Oh, man. It's funny. I never got to use this. I didn't see it. I only saw it on .com because I didn't have a sample yesterday. This thing is awesome. Look, I can tamp everything down. I can grab all the debris that I need. And a lot of the stuff in there, could have thorns in it, or it could just be this or that or the other thing. But I love the fact that I do not have to bend over. So when it comes time to do your garden cleanup, you need the Gator Grabber. So available in green, available in red. It comes with a 2-year warranty. It's incredibly well made, and I think everybody out there, every gardener at least should get one. Peter Kilcullen standing by, and he's going to take you on a little tour. Pete, this thing is awesome. It's funny, I didn't do it justice when I saw the picture. This thing is fantastic.
Right. I was laughing listening to you talk about it because you got to use it for the first time, and
Yeah.
it really is awesome. And you know what's funny, Guy? I know you and I have been out here many, many times over the years talking about different ways to pick up those leaves because it's the worst job. And I've said this, I don't mind raking. You rake those leaves into a pile, but then you get to that spot. Okay, I've got a pile of leaves. How do I get it in the trash can? How do I get it into those bags? And it's always the worst part. And this is the best one I've seen over all these years at grabbing those leaves with zero work. Look at that. Look at what I can grab and then throw them in the bag or the trash can. I'm not going to throw them in there. I want to save my leaves so I can show you more. This thing is incredible. Weighs only 4 pounds, and it really, you know what? Here, I was going to show you this guy. This is what I think it's doing for us. This is what I used to do. Bend down and try to pick up those leaves like that. But with the Gator Grabber, it's doing it for you without that. So you can move quickly, just grab leaves, put them in that trash can, just like that. It's fantastic. So if you have a mulch pile, it's great for that. And, or I should say a compost pile. But I was thinking about the mulch. Saves you a lot of money when you get a big giant delivery of mulch and then you have to spread it around the yard. This thing will grab it perfectly so you can spread it around. So you will use it. So guys, we call it the Gator Grabber. We've got those interlocking teeth. So when you grab stuff in there, it's not going to slide out. Can you see that? Those teeth grab it right there, which is fantastic. It's also angled nicely. So when I'm using it from this side, you can see how it gets nice and level, and you just reach over, and then you're grabbing those leaves like that. But I'm telling you, there's been so many different tools and little things to help you pick up the leaves. This one is top for me, guy. It works.
It's awesome. I'm over here playing around. You know what I was just thinking? I'm thinking, like, even if I had to grab anything off the ground I didn't want to bend over with, if you wanted to grab up, a log or something like that, if you wanted to grab one of your plants and you wanted to slide it over, really quickly to show you, this is how it adjusts. When I open it up, you see I can shrink it down. And then if I want to extend it, all I do is drop it and turn it to the right, and now it locks. But I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. And think about things like this: poison oak, poison ivy, poison sumac, right? You trim that stuff up and then you put your hands on it, you're gonna get that stuff all over the place. Instead, use the Gator Grabber. This thing is awesome. We are very busy. I had a feeling when I started using it, I'm like, I know what's gonna happen. People are gonna be like, you know what? For something like that, everybody can use one of these, right? And you never have to get down on your hands and knees. You don't have to bend over. I mean, it is so simple. I mean, if I had a little rake, I could rake up some of the rest of this. But Peter, this is brilliant. And then you could tamp everything down, right? And just keep going, go right back where you started from before. It even grabs on, look, it'll grab onto sticks and debris. You can see there's some sticks in there as well. So if you've got those, and you could tamp those right down. All right, this is green, most popular. We also have it available in red. And get it home for less, oh, wait a minute. I got an idea. Today we have our Hsn Credit Card offer. It's $40. So if you want to get this almost free, because if you add shipping and handling and tax, you'd probably be at about $44. $45, you could get this for like $4 or $5 with a brand new credit card. Peter, show me some more. This is awesome.
Yeah, Guy, it's great. So I was experimenting with using it so you can sort of have it overhand and just stand close to everything and bring it in just like that, and it makes it super easy. Or you can stand a little bit further away and you can just kind of lean in and grab it. It works. Now, we're using it on the lawn right here for the leaves, but we had all that, the pollen that fell and all those little pollen, I don't know what those are. But Debbie and I, my wife Debbie, we're putting those and raking them all together. And on the pool deck, this still worked fantastic. So it's going to save your back. It's going to make the job quicker, honestly, where you can just dig in there and do that and put everything in the trash can. And Guy, I was thinking about you. I remember your days in Arizona.
Yeah.
And one of the reviews I was looking about the Gator Grabber was talking about when you're trimming those cactuses or you're taking one down. And again, when you have things with spines and things with thorns, that this is fantastic because you don't have to touch it. And again, it only weighs 4 pounds. And because you have those adjustable telescoping handles, if you're a little bit shorter, you can make it shorter, but anybody can handle it. So now if I was a little bit shorter, same thing. I'm right on top of it. I can grab the same amount of leaves.
That's awesome.
It really is. We've seen so many of these. ways to help you pick up those leaves, but this one just flat out works, and there's no learning curve. You're going to pick this up and be like, oh, wait a minute, I got that, and it makes it super simple. You're going to love it.
I want to show everybody a close-up of the actual grabber part, and I don't know how close you guys can get in, but this is a very heavy gauge, all right? It's not like rake material. It's really, really strong and heavy. So, you know when you use a rake, it's really hard to do that because they're real thin. This is a heavy, heavy-duty material right here. All right, they are half gone. So if you want to get it now. You're going to love it. It's adjustable. Comes with a 2-year warranty. Who gives a 2-year warranty on a tool like this? I mean, that shows that it's well made. Peter, great job. I love this thing. I'm going to buy it as soon as I get off air.
Thanks, guy. All right. Appreciate it. Good to see you.
All right, buddy. Good to see you. I'll see you again soon. All right, here we go. Now, I would have made this my pick of the show, but the hibiscus is so beautiful, and I've made the Durasac the pick several times before. I ordered these last year. They sold out so quickly we couldn't get them back. This year we do have them back. We do have them still available in the green. We did sell out of the other colors, but I will tell you, get these. Why? There's not a person out there that doesn't need them, all right? Whether you are just using for storage in your garage or in your basement, you know, here we got all these beach balls and we got sporting equipment and all that stuff in there, but ideally they're used as your lawn bags, right? So clippings, trimmings, leaves, grass, you can use them in firewood. In fact, I've got one here. I don't know if you can see mine. This thing is filled to the top with firewood. And it's not like we only put firewood on top. You'll see mine in just a sec. Look at that guy. But it's absolutely filled with firewood, all right? And trust me, it's filled with firewood. We must have a quarter cord of wood inside here, and we can take it wherever we need it. We can drag it. Don't worry about dragging it. It's meant to be dragged, okay? It's got handles on the sides, on the top, on the bottom, everywhere you need. And the best part about this is it stands up. I cannot stand when I used to use those lawn and garden bags from the market, and you can't stand them up. You got to lean them sideways, right? Or you got to go buy something that helps hold them up. These actually, in addition to their incredibly durable material, they have a wired framework so that when you open them up, they will stand up for you so you can fill them up very, very easily. Only $27.99, you get 2 of them. You're going to absolutely love these. And my good friend, Lorna Coe, is standing by. Lorna, we have the bags almost every week because that's the demand. Everybody wants them.
Absolutely. These are the ultimate spring cleanup bags, storage bags, moving bags, yard and garden work bags. Now, a few weeks ago when we launched these back new for the season, they had about 10 5-star reviews, which is amazing. We've now got 28 5-star reviews in, and 94% of HSN customers are saying they would recommend them to friends, and there's reasons why. Now, you may have seen other storage bags, cleanup bags. They're usually about 24 gallons inside. Durasacs are 48-gallon capacity. They can hold up to 1,000 pounds. You get 2. They're made of woven polypropylene. You mentioned the handles. They're double stitched in. 2 at the top for dragging, 2 at the side for lifting, and competitors have them underneath for some reason. Durasac have them at the side, so if you need to tip them out onto a compost bed, you can do that. And now we've all been there in the garden, in the yard, when you're trying to put the leaves and the debris, the spring cleanup in these trash bags. They blow away. And then you get a rose thorn or a stick and they puncture. And then they're basically useless. With the Durasac, and by the way, they fold up to this when you store them and they weigh a couple of pounds. They're this easy to store. You can only get the 2-pack on HSN in the whole of the United States. So the 2-pack is only at HSN. And I want to show you some hard and heavy yard work this morning, Guy. It's a beautiful day in London, and I might want to do some spring cleanup. But usually, if it's something heavy, I have to get my dad round because I can't do it. Today, because these stand up by themselves, I've got a really heavy bag of mulch here, so I can just lift this in. Done. It's standing up by itself. I've got some really heavy logs, firewood, stuff that you want to store, and because they're virtually tear-proof, rip-proof, moisture-resistant, you can put these in a garage, in an attic, in a basement. Now, I'm throwing these logs in. I'm getting a good workout this morning, Guy, and I've been doing my wisteria. Now, This is a lot of dry wood. I've still got room for more. And if I want to take this somewhere, maybe to the garden recycling center, I can drag it with the handles because that's how strong these are. Even my dog loves them, Guy.
Yeah.
And you may have seen construction sites where the guys have got rubble and rocks and bricks. They use bags exactly like these ones.
Yeah, they're awesome. You're gonna get 2 of these today. We're the only ones that do the 2-pack, so if you want to get them home, they're only $27.99. We sell out of these every season. In fact, when I talked to my planners, I was like, do we have any more of the Durasec? They said, we're getting down to the final quantities. Don't forget, the garden show only lasts another 3 or 4 weeks, all right? Once it gets towards May, into June, we don't come out here. It's just too hot because we're here in Florida. Whether you're using it for firewood or using it for mulch, or maybe you're using it for, you know, hey, why not your recycle bin? Put it out in the corner. Your recycle guys will love it because it's got handles everywhere, right? Easy to hold, easy to grab, easy to drag. And the material, and by the way, it folds up. I got to show you the material. And if you, I don't know how close Harrison can get here, but I want you to look really, really close. This is actually a weave, and you can see it when you come in really close, all right? This is not like garbage bag material. Do you see that woven nylon that's inside there? That's what gives it the strength. You cannot rip or tear this stuff. Double stitched all the way around the side. Double stitched handles all the way around everywhere you grab it. And there are handles everywhere. And when it's not in use, you fold it up. There it is, right? It's so easy. In fact, watch this lovely lady here, right? She's like, it stands on its own. So now if I want to throw crud in there, I don't have to worry about it blowing over or laying on its side. If you want to use it for your mulch, it's ideal for your mulch, your grass clippings. It's perfect. Look at how much, oh my gosh, that's like a lot of stuff in there, right? Look at that, Lorna.
It's incredible. Stands up by itself. Woven polypropylene, double-stitched handles, 6 of them, up to 48 gallons capacity, nearly double that of competitors, 1,000 pounds in weight, virtually tear-proof, rip-proof, virtually indestructible. It's like the Terminator of garden spring cleanup bags, storage bags. And talking of storage, Christmas decorations, it's amazing. One of the 28 5-star reviews says they can get a whole worth of bedding in here. So comforters, pillows, blankets, sports equipment. If you need to store things, these come into their own with that 48-gallon, 1,000-pound weight capacity. Even dog toys. I'm going to put my toys on the floor for my dog. Now, camping and beach trips this summer. We've all been to the camping stores and you get that little sleeping bag and you think, oh, I don't need much at all. I can go camping. Then you go camping and you take the sleeping bag out and it becomes a never-ending struggle to get it back into those tiny nylon bags. With the Durasac pair, and remember, you only can get the pair at HSN, this will hold all your camping gear, your beach gear. You can drag it around the beach. But also, if you know maybe students in college dorms and they have to move rooms, throw all their bedding, all their stuff, their books, their clothes, they all fit in here. And because you get 2, the value is phenomenal. They fold like this, so flat, a couple of pounds in weight each. They really are the most amazing, durable Durasac.
And a huge customer pick. Read the reviews on hsn.com. You'll absolutely love them. You can see the size of them. I own them. I love them. They're fantastic. Item number 752278. Thank you so much, Lorna. It's good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Love
Happy
Lorna.
Friday.
All right, honey. See you later. Hey, I want to remind you, our best value of the day is still available. Close to 700 of you just picked it up. It's our Wagner 2500 Pro Power Sprayer. Get it. That's all I can tell you. It's discounted $50. It's going to make your life so much easier. Any job, large job, small job, indoors, outdoors, it gets all the cracks and crevices. It's a powered compressor, aerates the paint so you use less, but you get better coverage and it dries faster. $99.95 on sale, only $24 and change to get it home. Beautify your home, indoor, out. Let Wagner hook you up. 097-529 is the item number. All right. Are we going to the roses? All right, fantastic. So, we have a this day only. This day only means that the price will only last for 1 day, and I will tell you it's worth it. If you love roses as much as I do, beautiful, fragrant roses, you will love the Helen Hayes roses. I've never seen roses in this kind of configuration and group and color. These have the most beautiful yellow and peach and pink and the deep, deep green foliage. They are gorgeous. It is a 1 day only, under $20 price. If you've always wanted to own beautiful roses, this is for you. Do you know you'll get up to 100 blossoms in the first year? Up to 100 blossoms in year 1. They are lusciously pink and yellow. They're sort of an apricot color, or apricot, I'm sure how you say that. They are easy to grow, insect resistant as well, which is nice, so they don't involve a lot of maintenance. And they're just beautiful. They make great clippings because they're roses, so you can bring them inside. You are going to absolutely flip out. It's a $20 bill. People, it's got to be, I mean, I've got the hibiscus coming up. That's a little more money. If you don't have a lot of money today, this is where you want to go. You want to go these beautiful roses. Item 745535. Let me introduce you to our special guest, the lovely Rachelle Greyer, who is up there in Boston, and she is our professional master, wonderful gardener extraordinaire. Welcome to our show, Rachelle. Rachelle, these are gorgeous.
Good morning.
Gorgeous.
These are gorgeous. I love these because well, I love both the yellow and the apricot color, and the way the Helen Hayes rose comes out, it actually starts out as a yellow rose when it first starts to open up, and then it sort of ages into that apricot as the flower, you know, continues to open up and mature on the plant. So you kind of get that whole range, and I just think that that is such a beautiful color, very unique color. But the other great thing about these, and is particularly of interest, you know, if you're up north like me, my parents live in Colorado, they live on the side of a mountain, and so even though they are supposedly like zone 4, they're actually more like a 3. They're called the Sub-Zero rose because they're so hardy. So if you are in an area that gets really cold, this is going to be one of those roses that really works for you. They are tough. And this is how they're going to come. They'll be in a bag, and this bag is really to keep them fresh because they're going to be bare root. They'll look like this, and you're basically going to want to, you don't need to do anything to the top. These are 2-year-old roses, so you're getting this really substantial, I mean, this is substantial. Wow. This is like the size of my fist out here, rose that has been pulled out and out of the growing fields and trimmed back. So you're going to be putting this in the ground. This has got a lot of life and vigor in it. Get it in the ground, and you'll see, like, mine's already like got little leaves coming out. The life is all there. Water it in. You know, you can see very obviously where you should bury it up to. You'll see where the dirt was and where the dirt wasn't. So put it in the ground or a container. These are also, some of the roses we have don't have a ton of smell. This is not one of those. This is one of those amazing smelling roses. It's a real spicy rose smell, which is, for me, that's why I like to grow roses, is the smell. I like to cut them, bring them in the house, and put my face in them all the time. So that is one of the roses that, I mean, look at this. These ones just get so many blooms too. They really throw it out. This is one of those high performing roses. It's not one that's, you know, kind of, it's not fussy. By the way, you already mentioned that too. If you're big into, they call it no spray gardens, you know, meaning you're not spraying pesticides and things on your garden all the time. Roses, you know, if you're a grower of roses, you know that they can be tough in the sense of, you know, they have a lot of bugs that like to nibble on them and stuff. But the breeding of these roses and some of the newer roses, they're called no spray roses because they are resistant to all of that. And therefore, if you want to have a no spray garden, this is the rose for you.
This is a live plant, by the way. I know sometimes early in the season, you know, we don't have all the buds. This is a real all living plant right here. This is what you'll have in your yard. Look at the variation in color. Yeah. It's $19.95. Don't wait on it. Great deal. It's gonna sell out. It's an incredible deal. And I love that you showed how established, it's already 2 years old when you get it. That's a huge deal, people. 745-535. I wish we had more time in our show today. We just don't. So we're gonna move on, but write down the item number and get this home. It's a real performer for you. And again, insect and disease tolerant. You don't be out there spraying it every day, which I hate doing with my plants. All right, really quickly, we can roll out our strawberries. We're only gonna spend about a minute or two on this, Rachelle. Will you tell us about our beautiful 20-piece, what we call quick-to-bear strawberries? Tell us about it.
These are Quinault strawberries. They are the same exact variety that most of the big growers who supply your grocery store with strawberries are growing. And the reason they grow this particular variety is because they throw out fruit fast and they throw out a lot. So this is what they're going to look like. You're going to get a whole bag of 20 of them. There are 20 plants in this bag. This will cover a whole huge garden bed. I have these 8x4s they fill the whole thing, 20 of them. They'll spread over the years. These are perennials, but you can expect to get strawberries this year. Strawberries for sure. And these plants, they will spread over time. They throw out what we call runners. And because of this variety, you can also expect to get a lot of strawberries. This is the variety that all the big growers grow.
Look at this. I mean, look at this. Look at the harvest. Look at how beautiful. And there is nothing like strawberries out of your own garden, all right? Nothing. Strawberries are like tomatoes. Yeah. They're not as good when you buy them in the supermarket. They're always good when they're grown in your own home, and they're wonderful. And they will grow very, very quickly. $25.95. I'm sorry, I wish we had more time. 745-348 is the item number there. Thank you, Rachelle, for that quick wrap up. We just don't have a lot of time in our show today. And I wanted to get to my pick of the show, and it's our incredible, very awesome Hearty Hibiscus. You're actually gonna get 2 of these. It's over here. Should I walk over? You guys mind? So, first of all, amazing. All right, it's my pick of the show. The color, it's this beautiful, bright, pinky purple color. They are gorgeous. When you order, you're gonna get 2 of these, all right? And they come bare root. I have planted these at my house, so this is what you're gonna get. And this is the bare root division. You'll get 2 of these, and all you need to do with these is just put them in the ground. All right, you wanna put them with some soil, like about up to there. That's all you need to do. And watch them go crazy. And I will tell you, very quickly in the season, they will look like this. This is how, I actually have one at my house. I don't have the Berry Awesome, I have the one that was our Today Special. And mine is about 3 times this size already, and I just put it in the ground, 4 weeks ago, and mine is double this size. And look at all the buds. The buds are all starting, and then they explode and look like that. Rachelle, amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So these are going to come to you pretty much right away. We're shipping all the way in the south already. But if you're up north, these are going to be coming over the next couple weeks. So you can see the map right there. When they arrive, get them in the ground. What is going to trigger these to grow is the warmth of the soil. You guys down in Florida, you're already growing them in containers. I want to show you, I have this one that I put in a container in my house 5 weeks ago when the first one arrived. And it's behind me here. This thing is huge. So the ones that I have outside, I'm up here in Boston, they haven't even popped out of the ground yet. So this really is a heat triggered thing, but this is the growth of 5 weeks. I just want to say that. It's a monster of a plant. It will grow very, very quickly if you have ideal growing conditions, and that can be both in a container or in the garden. The thing to know about this is, you're right, sorry, I've got mine upside down. This is gonna come like this. This little guy's broken off here, not a problem, but it kind of feels like carrots, and so they're gonna come in a bag. If you can't get it in the ground right away, leave it sealed in that bag, because that'll help keep it fresh. Maybe even pop it in the refrigerator, or put it right in a pot of soil, because it's the moisture and the warmth that you need to maintain to get this thing growing. And then come July, up here at least, you know, if you're down south, it's probably gonna look like this pretty quick, but you're gonna start to get that more full plant. You should expect blooms this year. Those plants we have on set are probably 2-year-old plants for most people. But the other thing to know is this plant is a real problem solver for the gardener. I have a few wet, boggy spots. Most people do. This is a native plant, a native to North America, native to our swampy, boggy areas. So if you're into growing natives, this is definitely a good choice for you because these like to have that wet root. So if you're putting it in a container, make sure you just have a lot of water all the time. They need that water resource to throw out these monster blooms, and these blooms are true monsters. They're huge, huge, huge blooms. But they can also be a problem solver for, you know, that boggy area. A lot of people have a hard time if you have a wet area of your garden that doesn't drain very well. A lot of stuff won't grow there, but these will definitely be happy. So, you know, think about that. Where do you already kind of have a lot of moisture? And that will help these to really kind of get to their full potential. And, you know, when they're at their full potential, that's what they look like. They have the biggest flowers of any flower you can really grow in your garden. They're absolutely ginormous.
Look at the size of them. Yeah, look at the
Gorgeous.
size. I mean, I got big hands, but look at the size of these. These things are giant in size, and they're so, you know, if you want a star in your garden, This is it right here.
Yeah.
All right, if you want people to drive by your home and be like, oh my gosh, did you see the Joneses? What is that? The thing's huge. It's like alien, they're so big. But you get multiple colors inside here as well. There's some deeper purple, and then you see there's a little bit of gold on the center of the plant as well, and really deep green foliage. And remember, this thing, within about 3 to 4 weeks, your plant is gonna be this big, all right? That bare root, it grows very fast. Take it from me, I own it. You'll get like this in about 3 to 4 weeks. In about 6 weeks, it'll be this big. It grows very, very quickly. All right, and again, no effort, very, very simple. $28.95, you're gonna get 2 of them. And remember, you're gonna get the bare root. You're also gonna get the little pamphlet, tells you everything that you need to know about it. They grow anywhere and everywhere, so you don't have to worry about that. We'll ship them out, and you won't be charged until your shipping date is established based on your address. Because if you live way up north and you still got snow, you don't need this yet. So we won't charge you until you get it, and it's free shipping and handling. Rachelle, oh my gosh, that was way too short with you today.
That was fast.
Very fast. Thanks for being so quick. I know we have our Today Special in both hours, so we didn't have a lot of time for much else, but